Hey, welcome to Chris and Dan. This is the Two Guys and Two Dads and Some Whiskey podcast. Sorry, I've had a few today. Go OU. Great game against Texas. It's Two Dads and Some Whiskey. It's me and Parker today. Uh, we're going to be talking about what makes you happy. Things that make me happy is, of course, whiskey, cigars, beautiful, beautiful cars, and just relaxing. What about you, Parker?
I mean, all of the above of what you just said, but I'm also going to say the work I do. And it's not because I get to produce this awesome podcast, drink whiskey, and smoke cigars. I love all that, but I really do enjoy the work I do when it comes to videography, video editing. I've literally busted my ass
Oh, yeah.
months to get where I'm at now. So
Oh, I understand.
very fortunate, and I'm grateful every day for that I get this opportunity.
Oh, I understand that. I mean, if I didn't have my job, which I love, I mean, it's your point of view how you look at your work.
Right.
So my work was not. It's not for everybody. You know, I'm in the transportation industry, so I'd be gone for months on end. You know, out taking care of the family and doing what I had to do. I miss a lot of birthdays, like everybody. You know, but you know,
Man, I don't even celebrate my birthday anymore these days. I mean, I'll go out with my family and all that want to do birthdays, but
oh yeah.
like, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
No, no, no. Trust me. It's my. I spent many birthdays because my birthday is like the 30th of December. So I'm literally, you know,
That's way too close to Christmas.
yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
I get ripped off. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a birthday and Christmas party all at the same time.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I would be pissed. I really would.
Well, here the best part was I was born in in '79, so I could say I'm a '70s baby just by 2 days. Everyone gets mad. Oh, you're not. I'm like, hey, I was born, you know, the second to last day of the year.
Uh,
My dad loved it because he got the tax deduction. I was like, yeah.
no, I respect the honesty on that.
Hey, you know, if it wasn't for a tax deduction, I don't think there'd be many kids around.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, you know, it's like I said, you know, work you have to be happy with. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. That's so prior to what I'm doing now, I was in corporate America. Man, I just was waking up every day not happy. I felt like a zombie. Like just every morning waking up, wasn't happy. It was just a big grind. Yeah, I could have stayed there, made decent money, good retirement, blah blah blah. But it's really important for me to get like satisfaction, fulfillment, a sense of purpose for my work.
Oh, I'm 100% on board. I mean, the way I looked at mine was they paid me to travel.
Mhm.
So, you know, when I say I've been to all 48 states, that's because of my job. I've gone from Maine to California, from Oregon to Florida,
Mhm.
crisscross, you know, gone from New York City to California. I honestly, probably not many truckers will say they love California, but I liked California.
Right.
You know, it's just because in a 200-mile span, you can go from desert to city, like crazy downtown city. You know, I've worked, I think one of my favorite jobs I was doing they call trade show loads. So I went to Comic Con and they're like, all right, just hang out here for a week and paid to do
Oh.
that. So I'm like,
What year? What year Comic Con did you
Oh.
go to? That's actually really cool, man.
God, I had to be 6 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So that's the issue. You've been so many places. Like I'm driving in my car, I'm like, I've been here. I'm looking around like I think I've been here before.
Yeah.
But you know, you put me 3 feet higher into my truck. I'm like, oh yeah, I know where I'm at. I get in my car. I'm like, I don't recognize anything. Just that point of view. 3 feet. I'll get out like, yeah, I think I've been here.
So I'm assuming that's one thing you actually love about trucking, and one thing that I would imagine makes you happy about your job is the travel and all the experience.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to. Because I think that's actually really cool. I would love to go out and see all 50 states, see more of the country that I live in.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. I took one of my daughters with me. She, you know, she
Oh,
loved.
okay.
Oh, she loved it. I mean, not many, you know, 20-year-olds can sit there and say, "Oh, I've been to every state." You know, in the continental United States now, because people are like, "Oh, he must not know there's 50 states." I'm like, I know. My job only goes to 48.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go to Hawaii because I got hotel points. That's the only reason I'm going to Hawaii. I ain't paying for the hotel. I'll pay for a flight. Flight and food, I'm good.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, you know, it's like, and you know, I want to go to Alaska, but I want to do like real Alaska, like camping. But,
Oh yeah,
but
camping, some hunting. I would be so about that, man.
Oh.
I love hiking, outdoors, nature. I mean, I know I look like a nerd, and I am a nerd, but I do enjoy going outside hiking and just kind of honestly getting lost in the woods.
Oh, that's like my newest kick, and it's thanks to YouTube. By the way, like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Two Dads and Some Whiskey.
Share it to your friends. Share everyone.
Yes.
Share family.
Exactly. But there's I got on this YouTube glitch and they're like winter camping. I'm like, that's awesome.
Winter camping?
Yes, they go out,
Am I gonna freeze my balls off?
hey, they make all this, that's like real man stuff. I'm like, oh.
I'm a Texan. I don't do the cold, man. I like it.
Last winter you did. Earlier this year you did.
Honestly, that was kind of nice because it gave me an excuse to play video games all day.
Oh, you didn't lose power?
No, I was actually one of the lucky ones. I didn't lose anything.
Oh.
I had my internet, I had water, power, I had all of it. Everyone, my friends, family, everyone got affected but me. So, knock on wood, God was good.
It was horrible. Well, me and my family were between two houses. I had, the condo, and then I, have my girlfriend's house. So she lose power, we come over here. We had power. We lose power over here, go to her house, she'd have power.
Oh, no.
And I mean, the second I get a good fire going in the fireplaces, power go out. And, I have security systems at both places, and all of a sudden I get a ding, system turns on. I get a ding when it turns off, ding when it turns on. I'm like, hey, we got power.
So were you guys ping-ponging between?
Pretty much. But I was laughing. Well, I mean, I don't have rear wheel drive, and I was, my work was like, oh, if you don't feel safe driving, because being a trucker, I'm about that.
Yeah.
If you're not, if we're not safe on the road, we take out families.
Yeah.
And
you can get hurt. Other people can get hurt. I mean, you're 100% right on that.
Oh, I mean, for us to get hurt, it's a major accident. But like you saw the accident, that FedEx that decided they wanted to Dukes of Hazzard the cars on 35 or on 20.
That was insane.
And I'm just sitting here like, back in the day, I've been doing this for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And when I started, CB radio was on the way out. I still have one in my truck. And I keep it on because, every once in a while a truck will pipe up and like, hey, there's a bear, which is a cop, just sitting, chilling. And, they're still the older truckers, the ones who are now retiring and, getting out of it because they can't, just the industry's changed so much. There's so many big players now. And everybody's, not making the same money.
Has it changed for the better? Or has it changed for the worse? Or what's going on with that?
When a company has 1,600 trucks and is paying crap to the drivers, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, because if they're paying like crap wages, you're not going to attract the highest quality like workers, or, people who are going to be serious and dedicated about the job.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I could go anywhere and be like, hey, I got this amount of experience, and they'll be like, oh, well, when I was in between, I was looking for somewhere I can call home, be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And I had this place. They're like, oh yeah, we'll bring you in at 35 cents a mile. I'm like, F that. I mean, I know my value.
Yeah.
35 cents a mile. We do 600 miles a day, blah, blah, blah. It works out after taxes and all that other bullshit. You're talking $800 take home. I'm not going to leave my house for $800 a week. I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I was in the oil field and killed it.
Remember you tell me a little bit about that. Actually, the work sounded hard, and I'm going to be honest, kind of boring too. But it sounds like that moolah you made.
Oh yeah,
way worth it.
Oh, up until like a year ago, I finally blew through it. Also, I'm like, that was maybe that was 4 years ago. So,
yeah.
I made decent, for the 14 months I was in, and then I was like, all right, I wanted to, get out.
Yeah.
I think I literally burned myself out.
Yeah, because aren't you like out there for a month straight or something like that?
I was out there, I think 6 months straight.
I have my buddy Jordan years ago. That's actually what he went and did. But yeah, he would be, I guess, like on site or on the rig, or I don't know the proper word for it is. But he would be out there, and he's telling me it's like ultra hard work. You're like, you have to be on shift essentially 24 hours a day, and you're out there for him it was like I think 1 to 2 months at a time, and then he would get a couple weeks off, and then have to go back for another like couple months, and just it's super hard work. But he was making, he said he was making 6 figures. I mean,
that's believable. See, that's the thing. When I was doing it, gas was like $6 a gallon. So I mean, we were getting it out of the ground as quick as we could.
Right, I bet, man. Yeah.
So it was like, all right, we're gonna get this out of the ground, and it's
And make us some money.
yeah. So that's where, but I went back. I think about 2 years ago, and I was like, I tried it. I was like, went to the Dakotas, and I was up there. And I was just like, it's changed, because like I told you, it's like 40% of my money was just sitting around. The well will go down because, they the stuff they stick into the ground, they stick dynamite into the ground to frack it.
Yeah, right.
If that doesn't work out correctly, they got to pull it back up. It's hours process. And then now it's like if the well would go down from what I heard, you got 24 hours before you get paid. And if the well comes back in that 24 hours, you don't get paid.
So it's a complete waste of time is what you're telling me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would be extremely pissed off if I worked for a full 24 hours and I didn't get paid.
If you were sitting there on their load and all that, it used to be after like 4 hours, you get, they pay you for the 4th hour and back pay. So from hour one,
do you do get some money in that case, or
not it's been, I think I still got a couple friends out there.
Yeah.
But it's been, they changed it. So, the money stays in the company versus the drivers.
Uh-huh.
So, but it's definitely that's a hard gig. That's a really, and
from what I heard from my buddy Jordan, it's a ball buster to say the least.
oh yeah. And I love sitting at, I call it the shit horseshoe, which is at a truck stop. It's
The shit horseshoe.
Yeah, so it's a horseshoe shaped thing, and it's a horseshoe shaped table. It's like all the where the driver can sit. It's like a counter service.
Yeah.
And it's a horseshoe. So I'd sit there and just listen to all the drivers talk. And I mean, just the shit they would say would be, hey man, hey, this, and I'm like, okay. I believe that, it's like, hey, I got a bridge I want to sell you. It's in New York. It's called the George Washington. You want to buy it, I'll sell it to you cheap.
Yeah.
One of those things. And I was just like, all right, that's, you got to find the happiness in it. And that was always like a thing.
Yeah. And man, I would imagine a lot of the longtime truckers and all that, I'm sure it's the job that makes them happy. Like, well, yes or no?
No, because they don't look at it. It's the way you look at it. If you have a horrible job, you have a horrible job.
Oh, okay.
But there's always a silver lining where
that's how I try to view it.
Yeah, and it's a point of view thing. I look at anything I do, regardless if it's working for somebody or if it's for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I love doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, I'm just having fun. Shooting the shit. It's just
fun we are having.
Oh yeah, it's drinking whiskey, which actually I got something new we're gonna try.
Okay, yeah.
So,
it's the is that, I don't know, could you explain that one for everyone?
it's called the Quintuple Barrel Big Bad Baptist
Okay.
V or 5, whichever. It's barrel aged ingredients. It's imperial stout aged in whiskey and brandy barrels.
Ooh. Okay.
With almond flavor, barrel aged coffee, barrel aged coconut, barrel aged almonds, barrel aged salt and caramel flavor. Sounds like I could pick this up at Starbucks. It comes from the Epic Brewing Company in Salt Lake, Utah. So hey, send us some love there. And it's got a 4.6 alcohol volume content.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be pretty stout.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Not a fan of stout beer. I mean, I've had a few.
Yeah, it's okay. I've had a couple that I've just like doing the flights that I've tried. I found a couple that I like. Yeah, but for the most part, I'm a little picky on the stouts myself.
Yeah. Oh, sounds good.
No, yeah, nice hiss.
Oh yeah. Try not to spill any on me. Tear that up. Oh, smell the coffee.
Okay.
Definitely.
Is there a nice body to that?
I hope so. I need a Jessica Rabbit body.
All right.
Oh, that's dark.
Oh, that is
dark.
Wow.
Woo. Get some of that nice. That's gonna be some. Here, man. Why don't you pull?
Oh yeah. Here, I'll try some of that out. So I forgot to pair the camera up to the Wi-Fi, so it's gonna like do that.
No worries. No worries.
So I forgot to do that.
That's all good.
Go.
There you go. But yeah, this is, I saw this last Saturday in my happy state. As y'all saw, I was pretty well happy when I left here.
I like being happy.
I had a designated driver. I drove here. I couldn't drive out. I went and saw speaking of things I love, I went and saw
Yeah.
my favorite band, the Vandaliers. Good luck on your tour, guys. You know, they're heading over to California via Almaretto and all that. And then I think they're going worldwide after that. So, you know, they're going to be,
Wow.
you know, if I had the cash, I'd be like, yeah,
Talking about travel, man. I mean, they're traveling.
that's traveling. But I could,
Oh, yeah.
I could, you know, you hear things, oh, you know, life on the road. I'm like, yeah, but you're going all these places, but I can also see their point of view. Because, you know, they're seeing, you know, they're not getting to explore, I guess, because, you know, you need to rest. You know, it takes a lot to produce.
Being a performer, or even having to drive the truck like for hours and hours on end, like that's not easy.
That's good.
Oh yeah,
What'd
what do
you-
you think about it? I definitely taste the coffee in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a stout. It's
It's dark.
it's dark. It's thick.
Yeah.
You know, for you that like the dark thickness. How you doing?
For all the ladies out there.
I mean, I could definitely maybe once or twice a month have something like
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not a stout drinker.
This-
You know,
Yeah, I
that's
understand. Yeah, sometimes they're just a little too heavy. It's like I can enjoy a glass or two of them, but
Yeah.
I'd say beyond that, I'm gonna maybe switch to a lager if we're doing beer, or if it's a really good blonde or IPA, depending on the IPA.
like so. My favorite blonde is what's it?
Is it a Wild
it's-
Acre?
No, it's Shiner Bock
the
blonde.
okay,
the
I've seen those.
the white and blue label one.
Never had them, but I know what you're talking about.
I'm a like when I you know I'm drinking beer.
Yeah.
I'm simple. I like
Yeah.
you know I like a Bud Light. I like a light beer.
Yeah.
You know, something that's sessionable.
Dude, Bud Light is one of my go-to. That, or I don't know if you ever enjoy just classic Michelob Ultra. I feel like people are 50-50. The ones that some people are like, oh, you drink that, and they kind of make fun of me. But I'm like, hey, man, we're talking, was it like 90 calories a can? It's still 4%. So.
Like I care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know I'm not. Listen, if I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna eat.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna
right.
drink, I'm not drinking anything diet.
Yeah.
I want a
I mean,
Pepsi.
it's-
I want a Coke.
Yeah, well, the good stuff, but I like
Yeah.
the Michelobs. They're just super light, easy
Yeah.
to drink, and I mean I can crush out a 12-pack on
Oh,
them
yeah,
pretty
that's-
easily. It's like a good going out drinking beer. It's one of my go-tos.
That's what we were having over at the OU party.
Oh, nice, the Michelobs.
So we have the buckets of Michelob. You know,
Yeah.
six for 10 or 15
Yeah, I
or
got
whatever.
you.
But I was like, you know, when I'm not drinking whiskey or, you know, don't trust their, you know, if I order a whiskey and don't trust how they're going to do it, I make it simple. I'm a Tito's and cranberry.
Yeah,
So I had like
I
five
love
of
me
those.
some Tito's, man.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's my backup. When I'm out of
Yeah.
whiskey, I'm like, all right, Tito's.
Yeah, Tito's time.
Yeah. But,
Not sponsored.
Tito's, what's up?
Yeah,
Sponsor.
hit us up. Also Wild Acre. You do have my favorite blonde.
Anybody, you know, we'll take anybody. But you know, it's like I drink Tito's and cranberry. So Jamie went and I had I think a long week coming off.
Yeah.
And I told her that, hey, you know, go pick up a bottle of Tito's. So she goes over there and, you know, goes to the local liquor store, and the
Yeah.
guy talks to her. I was like, oh, Tito's is crap. I'm like, no, it's not.
No,
and
what?
you know, she's sitting there. I'm like, bless her heart. She goes, oh, well, he said this is just as good as Tito's. I look at her like, there's nothing just as good as Tito's.
What did she pull out, Shvetka or something like that?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say if she did that, would you? I don't know, maybe make fun of her.
No, last time I had that, I think I took 3 hits of ecstasy and I drank the whole thing of it. I was like, oh,
Did an 8 ball of cocaine, and
that was another party. That was a whole other.
I guess if people are busting that out, they probably have like Grey Goose or something like that to
Yeah.
go along with it.
Oh yeah, cocaine's expensive. You're right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was rock gut vodka. And,
Oh. Rock gut.
no, you don't. Have you ever
I
had
can't.
Mad Dog 2020?
I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of it, and I think that's probably a good thing, right? Because we're talking about rock gut, and then
So Mad was like, listen, drink responsibly. All right.
Always.
This is when I was probably just a hair shy of drinking age. So
like 20 or something like that.
yeah,
15.
no, not that young.
Yeah.
But we all knew people, and I'd walk into a liquor store or whatever, and
Yeah, right.
and it'd be like, I'm like, I got $5.
Uh-huh.
This was back in early '90s, and I'm like, well, shit, what can I buy $5? I look over, I'm like looking up and down the row, I'm like, oh, Mad Dog 2020, $125 for a fifth. I'm sitting here like,
Wait, 125?
no, $1.25.
What?
Oh, the hangover you get.
Oh
that-
my
I've
god.
only had one hangover in my life, and I've gone, I've been lit.
Man, if it's $1.25, I'm putting that in my car. That's fuel right there. Like,
Pretty much.
that's going to my gas tank.
Pretty much that's and it was Kool-Aid covers. So they had
Oh,
like
really?
the electric blue
Oh
and the savory
no!
green.
So they had different flavors. This sounds like UV. You know UV
Yeah.
vodka. They have
Yeah.
like the UV blue. Whenever I was like 21, first started, I was like, oh, 21. I can start buying alcohol now. That was one of my, or even when I was like 2019. That was
Yeah.
like my go-to for a bit. But then I was like, I gotta stop putting this shit in my body.
This is what gives you cancer.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. So,
This is barely called alcohol.
I mean, it made you feel some type of way, but the next day was not worth it. Oh my gosh.
I was at my friend's
It was
house.
rough.
I was at my friend's house, and I mean, we tore it up. Not his house. I mean, I remember. I have spots of memory. I still don't remember the whole event.
Yeah.
Like, so we went down to this burger joint that was open 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
So we went there, and I ordered the biggest burger, a mushroom, and I don't like mushroom Swiss burgers. I'm a regular burger guy. Give me cheese, burger, bacon.
I'm a simple. Hey, me too. Simple burger man. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I look at the menu. I'm like, I want that. That looks good.
Yeah.
I take 3 bites of it.
Right.
Run outside. Cause
Why?
Oh,
Like,
dude.
what happened?
Yeah. I painted the road 5
Oh
different
my
colors. and then I remember we get back to his house. His mom, bless
Yeah.
her heart, she passed away, had one of those roll top desks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there. I woke up underneath it. Like this.
And were you like,
In
how
a
the
fetal-
hell did I get here? And why do I taste crotch?
Pretty much. I was like, I've never had a hangover in my life, but
Yeah.
that was the one.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, man.
And I mean, I laugh. I'm like, all right, I saw it once again, and I was like, all right, cool. I picked up another bottle. Like, was it as bad? This time I paid $2.25 for a bottle. I was like, okay, $2.25. Hey, they went up. They must have done something better. No, that was just inflation. It was still shitty. It was still shitty. I was like,
Oh, no.
But hey, hey, text us your drunk stories, 469-416-1927. Let us know your drunk stories.
Shout out to the 2 viewers. Let's see, we got one on YouTube, one over on Twitch.
Nice.
I know you guys are watching. Give us a text. Once again, it's 469-416-1927. And you know what? I can actually throw a little graphic up of the number here on the screen. Just give me a moment.
Look at Parker. He's doing it all. By the way,
I'm trying.
Yeah, Parker's great. He's been a blessing. I mean, my version of technology that I know was in 1980. I think it was a 33 megahertz computer with, I could swap out the boards. It was like whatever. Back when you're like, oh yeah, well, you had to when you want a computer, you had to call and place an order for them to build it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and it was back on what they call BBS boards, Bullington Board Services.
Okay.
And that was the internet. You dial in, they had the modem and all that, and it was just the Wild Wild West.
I'm curious, how much were computers during that time?
Oh.
Like, were they a couple hundred, or were they like almost 1,000? Or
Dude,
what's-
you're talking.
I would imagine they're probably super expensive because it's brand new tech,
You're
right?
talking down payment on a car.
Oh
price.
my gosh!
Yeah,
and so
three
why
or 4,000.
why would people want to buy computers during that time? Because it's not like
it
we
was the
had.
newest technology.
That's the only reason, just because it's the new tech.
Yeah, the new tech. It's fax machines were the hot thing.
Yeah.
If we had
Which still blow my mind to this day. You're sending paper from one machine to another.
but yet we can't. This is what's going to revolutionize the transportation industry when we can get the teleportation system going.
Wait, are you saying like actual teleporting?
Yeah,
dude. I
think
think about that shit all the time whenever I'm stuck in traffic, and I'm just like, oh my
Like,
gosh, can
show
I
up
just
at work.
like,
You
can I just
can-
teleport out of here?
You can leave 1 minute before you got to be at work. I'm here.
Yeah.
But that's the part about
Oh,
I
I think
love
the
about
stream froze.
Oh,
Yeah, I was setting the. I think we're back. Yeah, I'm just trying to put up the text, and it
He-
looks like
he-
it froze, and it got here. Let me scale this down a little bit. Oh my goodness.
so.
Here, we'll hide that.
But yeah, it's I have nothing but time but to think, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
I think about technology and how the technology of Star Trek, the communicator,
Yeah.
that's a cell phone.
That's literally a
Pretty
cell
mu-
phone.
yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. They didn't have internet in Star Trek, right? I don't
Mm-mm.
remember it. So I guess they didn't even think of it at the time as a possible
No.
technology, which
You
is
know-
crazy to me.
But I mean, so the communication was there because they had to send, I'm guessing it'd be, cell phone based, signals.
Yeah.
We know we can send radio signals.
Right.
So that's pretty much just, the dumbification of cell phones. It's a radio signal.
Okay.
So, I
You're
mean,
talking about for the truckers too when they have the
CBs, yeah, that's his radio. It's like I was telling Jamie, it's like, I was like, hey, you need to get a ham radio because she's a science teacher. I said, get a ham radio. She goes, why?
Dude, I think that'd be fun.
Well, so you can look. There's people actually calling the ISS, the International Space Station, off a ham radio.
Really?
Yeah, when it flies over, you figure out where it's flying over at, and you just call them. They have a special, whatever code it would be. Hey, and they respond.
Man,
So
So-
yeah, ham
what,
radios.
what kind of conversations can you have with these? I don't even know what I would say. Like,
How's the weather up there? Would be my first.
how's the weather up there? Oh, it's fucking shit.
I'd be like, well, but here's the thought. So
Yeah.
this is the conversation you have with the science teacher. I said, okay, so is the Earth is moving, right? We
Right,
rotate,
right.
and we rotate around the sun. Is the International Space Station rotating too?
I mean, I think it is like physically rotating, like, but
Is
I
it-
think it's following the Earth's orbit, right?
Then it would be in one spot. The Earth is moving, and the ISS is going around it, or not around it, but yeah, around it, basically.
Okay,
So is the ISS staying still, and the Earth is rotating,
right.
or is it just like a delay because they're like moving 18,000 miles an hour? But
Okay. So I didn't even like consider that. So is it is the Earth moving faster, or is the space station moving faster? Like
That's-
'cause I feel like that right there might be the answer, right? Or no? I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
It's a perception because I'm sitting here like, all right, well,
I'm a
we're
video guy. I don't know anything about the space and
I
stuff.
know. And
Like,
James like, no, it's moving. I'm like, yeah, but is it really?
is it moving faster than the Earth?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, all right, 17 miles. I mean, I guess we can Google the speed of Earth.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here like, that's too much work. Activating Google on my phone has become a hassle lately.
Yeah. Man, and that's like honestly, sometimes I'm even too lazy to just look stuff up on my own. Whenever we're living in the best time, to be honest, between
Yeah.
all the technology, medical advancements, unlimited food, more or less,
Yeah.
essentially an abundance of food. This
Well,
is like
I
the
mean-
best time to be alive.
I mean, how long before we get the food replicators?
Yeah. I actually heard, now, I mean, I would need to, fact check me on this, but I heard they're able to 3D print food and like edible food with nourishment, vitamins, all the stuff you need in it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was reading. Now I would say, fact. I'm not saying that's for sure. I would say fact checking, but I was just like lightly skimming some article. I mean, you know how it is when you see these headlines pop up on the
Yeah.
internet. Like, I honestly never really take, unless it's something super important to me, I never really take the time to like full on read it and like break down everything it's saying.
Yeah,
and all
true,
that.
true, yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm a busy dude. I work I'm working 7 days a week. I'm way too busy to sit there and look at all these articles. But it's cool to skim them. And I'm like, wow, can we really 3D print food? That's like
that'd
good
be,
and safe to eat, because I hear they're also doing lab grown meat, and it's supposed to taste pretty similar to like so they can take steak, like a strip steak, and grow that in a lab, and it's supposed to taste like on par with
But
how it really is from an animal.
the people that's going to push that are the going to be the big steak places, the big steak houses.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a I like my I had friends who had a cow, and one day I went over to their house like, hey, you want to have a steak? I'm like, sure. I go out in the backyard. I'm like, they used to have 2 or 3 cows. I'm like, where'd your cows go? Oh, it's on the table. I'm like, that's some damn good steak.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, well, listen,
Oh,
when
man.
you own animals, you have animals, that are you name,
Yeah.
then you have food.
Right.
So, it was like, when I first moved to Texas, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to move to Texas, get, 5 acres of land and, farm it. We're gonna grow our own stuff.
Right.
That never happened. That's too much.
And dude, it's a lot of work, man. Like to own animals and try to take
yeah.
care of them and all that.
And plus, if you don't take care of them, and the people are gonna be all over you.
Yeah, they're gonna be attacking. I mean, I can barely take care of myself as it is, man. I can't be responsible for anyone or anything else right now.
Oh, my dog, thank God, it's pretty much all I gotta do is fill up her bowl, fill up her water.
Yeah,
And
she's happy, jumping for joy.
She's like, all right, cool. I don't want to eat it today, because she literally will wait till about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Because we give her like table food. If
Oh
we're
yeah.
eating.
Oh, so she's eating
spoiled.
good. Oh yeah, she's eating good.
I told Jamie, I was like, she goes, well, if we break up, I'm taking the dog. I'm like, no, I came with the dog. I'm getting it. It's my
Right.
dog. It's going
Right.
with me.
Well, y'all are never gonna break up.
Oh
though,
no,
right?
not in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what happens when crypto hits? But we'll readdress that. Like
My crypto's popping off, babe.
oh, hers is too. I told
Yeah.
her. I told like all my friends to buy shares.
Yeah,
I said,
to get into Shiba, right?
Yeah, and I told him, it's like, listen, for the cost of what you would spend for your family to eat at McDonald's, $20.
Yeah.
You can get 5 or 6 million shares.
Of the of the coins.
Listen, don't take our stock advice. Go figure it out.
We
on
are
your
not
own.
financial advisors, by the way.
We're go figure it out on your own. And I was like, for $20, buy, and I've rebought. It went on a huge swing.
Yeah.
I mean, people, had hundreds of thousands of shares. All suddenly had $15 million.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. There's stories of crypto doing that. There's another one called Phantom.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that one? 'Cause
Yeah,
that
that just came across my feed because the app I have, a couple of apps I have, are starting to get more.
Yeah,
So-
because that was another one that was like dirt cheap. You could throw $100 and get like 1,000,000 coins, and then that one popped off, and it turned like people into millionaires
Yeah.
off that coin right
Oh,
there.
yeah. So yeah, I was just definitely like, all right, this is great. This is what
Yeah.
And I said, listen, if it goes to $1, we sell 1 million shares. That's $1 million.
I mean, and then you can take
But-
some of that money and invest that back into the pod. Like
that's into early retirement.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'll still because I was like, I love what I do. So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
I just won't, I won't have to worry as much.
Mhm.
It's like, all right, I want all the bills are paid.
I feel like a good way to I didn't like know if you actually love what you're doing is like, okay, let's say I became an overnight billionaire. Would I still continue my job? Would I still continue to do what I do? I mean, I totally would. I would love to continue to work on the podcast. I would service all the current clients I have. I would still continue to edit. It's fun to me, man.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
it
like
depends on of the notoriety. If you became a billionaire and everyone knew,
Oh, that's
hard.
a problem. Yeah,
That'd be
because then
hard.
everyone's gonna want to slice of the pie.
Yeah.
Like, so it's
And
I would
it's
say
not
keep.
it'd be the best issue and the worst issue would be the women,
Oh man, yeah.
because
All your exes are gonna be calling you up and be like,
it's not
hey,
even that, it's the ex that you don't have yet. You'd be like, oh, all suddenly it's a pity party. It's like, oh, oh, she has a flat tire, let me help her, and all suddenly there's dinner and all this, and
Mm-hmm.
you're married and there goes half your shit.
oh my gosh.
I'm like, I'm gonna have like prenup on one hand.
Right.
Like,
I hear even in some states, maybe you know more about this than me, but I just hear in some states the prenup actually doesn't really protect you. Is it if she lives with you for a certain amount of time or something like that?
So prenups are just contracts between people. So say you and Mrs. Parker in the future,
Right.
y'all get together, all of a sudden your coin hits, you're a multi-billionaire. So if y'all get married after that, you can have a prenup. Y'all get married before that, she can have access to that.
Oh.
So yeah. So
Well, I honestly feel like in today's day and age,
Prenup.
prenup. Even if you're head over in hills in love with the guy or the girl, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
and don't fall for that. Oh, they'll never do that to me.
No,
I thought that
that's-
several.
I don't-
I've thought that.
Man, with how social media is these days, it's so easy for anyone just to jump on Instagram or download Bumble or whatever and just be like, oh, this person's hot. Let me, swipe right on them kind of thing. So it's
Yeah.
easy to find another partner and, I mean, just start a new relationship essentially. Like, just jump from person to person.
Definitely. But yeah, it's, I'm happy. Like I said, Jamie makes me very happy. So, that's, that keeps me going. The happy pills I take, keep me going. So, it's medically being healthy. I did not realize, and because I never really had, I've always been an independent contractor my whole life. So I never had insurance. But, you know, I'm fortunate, you know, I was able to get insurance now. And I was just like, you know, all of a sudden, it was like, I can go to a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, just getting healthy. You know,
It makes a huge difference, man. Like, cause so I work out 3 days a week. I just picked that
at
back
him.
up.
He's swole, ladies. He's swole.
Oh no,
Don't let him
working on it. Working on it.
He's swole. Don't
Yeah,
let him-
yeah. But just even going out for a walk and eating better foods, I noticed my brain works way better,
Yeah.
which is like the main reason why I do it. It's not to get jacked or anything. It's more I just want my mind to function at a higher level. For whenever I'm going out and like, you know, doing work, talking to clients, or I'm trying to learn, because I spend a lot of my free time too just learning, you know, given the profession I'm in. Technology is constantly growing and changing. So I need to stay like on the forefront and cusp of like what's new, like what are the new updates, like all that stuff, especially social media too. So I do a lot of social media content. So like, dude, social media is always changing. So I need to be sharp and like just
you gotta
like
figure out
on point.
what's the next thing. Cause
Right.
I remember when, you know, Facebook came out. It's like, oh, you know, it's
A
okay.
little more of that.
Yeah,
That's
man,
cool.
go ahead. You can take the rest.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you know, I remember when Facebook came out and it was like, oh, strictly for college kids. Just
I remember when Facebook first came out.
and I'm sitting here like, all right, and then all of a sudden, you know, the stock hits, their IPO.
Oh yeah, and they
hit.
got publicly traded. I remember people were going nuts about
I remember
that.
like
Absolutely
it
nuts.
crashed the market. So I bought like 300 shares and it was like,
Oh, at Facebook. Do you still have those shares?
I think I got like 100.
Okay.
So, but you know, because you know, just different things were going on in my life. I had to sell off stuff to make sure, you know, kids had food, kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, and you know, it was one thing. My dad is like, you know, he quit his job in his 40s and he passed away at 58. So he pretty much was retired and was just playing stock market. And
which is actually really fun, man. I actually really love playing like the crypto investments and the stock market and all that. Like it's fun to move the money around. And
well, I mean, it's like, so when he passed, I got some of his shares and I was like, I'm looking at him like,
oh, that's cool.
He got Apple like when it first came out. He got Google. He got Google. I'm like, why you bought Google? He goes, yeah. He goes, why'd you buy that? He goes, I like the name.
Well, that was a good investment on his end.
Oh yeah, you know, and I still got a few shares of those.
I would hang on to him for sure.
Oh,
I would imagine that Google pays dividends, right? I know Apple does because I'm actually invested in Apple myself.
Yeah,
and I love the dividend payments, man. It's nice.
Yeah, sad part is my crypto's going up, Apple's going down.
Yeah,
I'm like, they just released a phone. How are they going down?
Yeah. Well, from what I've been reading, the stock market's coming up on a big crash because of just all the debt and a mixture of that and the inflation accruing.
Yeah.
But you know, go along with the deflating stock market, crypto's supposed to continue to boom, which has been a pretty bullish market as of late, which is great, good for me. I have a Cardano's, this one coin.
Nice.
That one's been doing really well, so I'm gonna wait for the stock market to crash and see how high the Cardano jumps up. I'm really just gonna take that money. I'm gonna reinvest half of it into coin and probably the other half into my business because there's like, you know, some more equipment stuff I want to get and all that. So.
Oh, trust me, you know, like I told you, when we first talked, I'm like, I just went on Amazon and typed in, you know, podcast equipment.
Yeah.
And like, oh, here's a whole kit. I'll take 3.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, all right, $150 later.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what it takes. You know, and I mean, I'm not, you know, listen, like I said, I do this because it's something I wanted to do.
And it's fun to do, man. I'm having a great time right now.
Yeah, you know, it's like
it's what makes me happy.
You know, and Don's not here. Hey, Don, you know, wherever you are, you know, hope you're doing good. I think he's got some family stuff going on. Nothing bad.
That's
you know,
good.
Just he's pulling dad duty.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And whenever we get the computer upgraded, we can start doing the Zoom calls and get
yeah.
Don in on a little Zoom action.
Yeah.
Or I had this idea. I was thinking this earlier whenever I was cooking lunch. I was just like, hey, you know, what if we grabbed a tablet or a laptop? We can do the Zoom call with Don, and you can place it on the table, just like right there in front of you, right? And then position it to where you can still see Don and the camera can as well. I mean,
cool.
that might be a good potential thing we can do as well.
We can work on that. You know, we just got to make sure we close all the tabs because we don't
delete the browser history.
One of those things, you know, if I should
longnipples.com.
if I should die, I'm texting somebody, go destroy my computer.
Yeah.
Why? Just start.
Yeah.
Break it.
Oh,
Throw
man.
it away.
Well, now you have me curious. What kind of porn does Chris watch?
Chris doesn't. Chris sleeps. Chris sleeps a lot.
Yeah. He sleeps nice, man.
Oh yeah, you know, it's that big comfy pillow top mattress. So at Best Westerns.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're always out traveling. Oh, you're lighting up the cigar. Okay. All right. Yeah. After you get done with that, you want to walk us through what we are going to be smoking on
Sure.
today?
Can you hand me that box over there? I got a box, a cigar box.
Oh, this right here?
Yep. It's one of the many, but this is my
Is there
favorite.
weed in that? I'm just
I wish. Too bad. I get drug tested frequently. So what we're smoking on today, it's a bourbon barrel aged to go with our bourbon barreled drink. It's called Perdomo Habanero. It's made by Maduro. I love all those words together.